she got mad, she's a. I know that she like it. I know that she like it.
Introducing the starting five for your Dallas Mavericks. At the shooting guard position, 6 feet 7 inches, number 4, Knipple. At guard, 6'3", number 1, J.A. Small forward at 6'6", number 25, Jack Washington. At center, 6'10", number 21, Daniel Gaffer. At forward, number 3, Anthony Davis. The head coach for your Dallas Mavericks is Jason Kidd. One more time, let's hear it for your Dallas Mavericks.
Now Golden State's starting 5. Backcourt pair will be Curry and Podziemski. MP out there with Butler. And it's Jackson Davis in at the center position. And for the Mavericks, we've got Knipple. Daniel Gafford is out there with Davis. Then there's Washington. And it's Hardy in at the point guard. GA, we've got a marquee matchup in this one. 2 Western Conference powerhouses.
And for all we know, this could be a future playoff matchup. So this is an important test for both teams. They each get an opportunity to see how they stack up against the top opponent.
Now here's Butler. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
The defense has to make it tougher for Butler. Can't give him that.
Davis sets a screen. The 3. Warriors with the rebound. Their last encounter was in the Bay Area.
Yeah, really ratcheted up the pressure in their last matchup, getting steals and just creating havoc defensively.
Well, turning defense into offense is important, and they did it at the highest level in that one.
We're about 1 minute into the first. Hardy, no good. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
A bit ago, Jason Kidd and I were able to chat. We discussed their matchup against Stephen Curry, and Coach told me we have to be active. We have to be intense. We need to deny him the ball and smother him when he does have it. We have to take away his breathing room. Well, we know what happens when you give Curry room to operate, guys. Back to you, Kevin.
Allie, thank you so much.
That was their 4th straight miss to start this game. Not ideal.
And the dunk by MP.
Yeah, MP was not going to waste that opportunity, showing everybody what he's capable of off the dribble.
Dallas moving the ball around. Washington passes to Hardy. Davis with a screen on Curry. To the paint. Butler with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Curry's got it. Lays it up and banks it in.
And when you're defending transition, you better make sure you know where Steph Curry is, or he will light you up.
And Jimmy Butler is what some might call an old school kind of player. Would you agree, Greg?
Yeah, I mean, he's all toughness, grit, and basketball IQ. A tone setter at the defensive end who plays unselfishly. That guy is all about winning.
Now, here's Washington. Following the miss by MP.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Curry with it. Picked up by Davis. It's Butler that time on the assist by Curry.
And that's a rare trait for a wing. Over the course of his career, most of Butler's points have come in the paint.
And he gets the bucket.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
That is a quality look. You can't do it much better than that.
Yep, that one goes in there.
What a move by Curry. It actually looked like one of his pregame ball handling drills.
Now here's Hardy, guarded by Curry. Davis against Butler. And Davis can't get it to go. Looking at Dallas, they took that win in their last game against New York. MP kicks to Butler. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
He didn't quite get a hand on it, but he did enough to affect the miss.
Now here's Gafford. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. 3 on the clock. Here's Davis. And it's good with time running down in the shot clock.
Yeah, even with the clock winding down, Davis can get any shot he wants because of that length.
Curry driving to the basket. And that one is good. Curry's got 6 points.
Well, that's a tough matchup because he's skilled and relentless.
Inside and stolen by Butler. In the corner, it's MP. And MP throws it down.
This young kid's got some ups. MP throwing it down.
Mavericks trail by 7. Pass to Washington. Buries it from three-point range.
Well, the defense was a little soft right there, and it made it a practice shot.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Marshall comes in for Washington. And it's Max Christie in for Knipple. He takes it in, makes it off the glass.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Outside, Davis. Pass to Hardy. Launches it. The Warriors pull it in.
Well, he better focus now. His efficiency is dropping, but there's enough game left to make corrections.
Marshall passes to Hardy. That falls. Great assist by Marshall. Hardy's got his second basket of the night.
And we're playing about as much defense as they did there. Not nearly enough.
They set the pick. Pass to Moody. Here's Post. Back to Moody. And the slam by Moody.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive stop.
Yeah, he took that up with great confidence. Tremendous finish.
Here's Christie. Nothing on the board. Davis, that's for 2. And Dallas again with the bucket.
And AD would be an elite big even if he didn't have a jumper. But the consistency of that shot really sets him apart.
Kicks it out to Johnson. There's 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Guys, one of the more lengthy free agency sagas revolved around Jonathan Kuminga, and many thought his time was up in Golden State. He saw fewer and fewer minutes down the stretch of last season and into their playoff run. But when Kuminga tested free agency, tested potential sign and trade deals, nobody seemed to be the exact right fit. So eventually, he took the Warriors' offer. Guys, we'll see just how long this lasts, but for now, he'll continue to be in that Golden State uniform.
We'll continue to track that story. Okay, Shams, thanks for the report. Johnson with a screen on Jones. Into the lane. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Thompson inside the line. Off the left rim and out.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Warriors ahead, leading by 5. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
These guys have been so quick off the dribble, finding great lanes to attack and getting themselves to the basket.
And another thing that has really opened up the rest of the floor is their damage from the mid-range area.
For the Warriors, they won their last contest, that game against the Raptors. Dwight Powell is out there with Najee Marshall. Then it's Thompson, then there's Christie, and it's Jones in at the 1 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
They set the pick. Back to post. A good finish at the rack off the slick feet. Post has got the lead up to 7 now for the Warriors. Now Jones hasn't made one yet. On the wing, Thompson. Marshall with it. Johnson on him. Pocket 6. Here's Jones. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Now, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
Here's Hield. Johnson with a screen on Christie. A nice shot by Moody. And the Warriors lead by 7.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
To the middle. Here's Powell. The rebound by Post. Warrior shooting has been sensational. 75% for the game. And the basket by MP.
That is a strong finish by MP, showing he can handle the physicality of the NBA.
And so now a timeout called by Jason Kidd. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. So, Greg, with All-Star voting underway, there are plenty of deserving players, but only 12 spots for each conference. It is very difficult to choose.
And that's why it feels like someone gets snubbed every year. I'd love to see the league expand the rosters to 15 spots. Remember, we had 12-man rosters back when there were only 9 teams.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. And Anthony Davis is checked in for Powell. E.J. Washington comes in for Najee Marshall. And it's Knipple in for Klay Thompson. Curry's checked in for the Warriors. That one's in there. The Warrior lead is cut down to just 6 points and the bucket from Washington. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Anthony Davis talked about what motivates him. He said championships, the things I do in the community, being a good teammate, playing hard. All that stuff matters the most to me. Don't get me wrong, money is amazing, but my legacy will win that battle every time. Back to you, Kevin.
Priorities straight. All right, Allie, we thank you very much. And our 3rd month into the season, things becoming a little more clear in the power rankings. Take a look at the Mavericks. They slide down to the 3rd spot, trying not to slide any further.
And I think for Golden State, they've really come together. You can see the confidence in their body language, playing with that sustained focus. That's why they're leading this division.
Daniel Gafford's checked in for Dallas. Stolen by Knipple. How the Mavericks moving it up. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. Dallas shooting their first free throw of the game right now. And we've seen P.J. Washington take his defensive game, Tim, to another level in Dallas.
Yeah, Kevin, a chance to play a winning brand of basketball in his hometown. And maybe giving him a little extra motivation to go with that 7'2" wingspan.
Now here's Davis. He's a guy that can score, no doubt, averaging over 25 points a game.
Yeah, so many times we will see shooters of any caliber miss that wide open 3.
Here's MP, 8-point game. Moody finds Johnson. Back to Moody. Golden State moving it around. Green. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. A shot by Washington, and he's wide open. Dallas again missing. Warriors leading by 8.
And for a young player like MP, it's all about establishing good habits. Get yourself into a routine. Those will help you have a long career.
The Warriors have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Hardy, he's checked in for Dallas. Then for the Warriors, Trace Jackson-Davis is checked in for Quentin Post. Jimmy Butler comes in for Johnson. And it's Brandon Pajemski in for Moody.
And you have to love the presence MP brings to the floor each and every night.
Now, here's Hardy. He's got 6. Washington kicks to Davis. 6 to shoot. Back to Washington. Dallas, no good that time either.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
He got the space he wanted for his mid-range. He just wasn't able to convert.
And so now a timeout called by Jason Kidd. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Christie's checked in for P.J. Washington. The Warriors also with a sub. Cameron Johnson's checked in for Green. Mavericks trail by 10. Hardy passes to Gafford. And here's Hardy. Down low. Outside for Davis. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. The Warriors have gone 4 of 6 in the field here in the second. Outside Curry. Pass to Butler. 5 on the clock. Here's Johnson. Knebel with the rebound. Dallas has gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. 1:41 left here in the second. Hardy, no good. And so Curry will bring it up for the Warriors. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Yeah, in that game, the offense was firing on all cylinders, partly because the other team's defense was a no-show.
Yeah, they didn't play down to the level of their opponent. That's not an easy thing to pull off, but they certainly were focused in this.
Knebel wide open, and he fires. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed.
A lights-out shooter. Opponents will learn quick. You have to guard Knebel tight, or he'll knock those down.
Here's Jackson Davis. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's his first trip to the line.
Trace Jackson-Davis.
No good on the free throw. He doesn't get the second one.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Gafford misses.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
There is no doubt about it. They'd love to have that one back.
Watching Davis run up court, very light on his feet for a big fella.
Butler against Davis. Here's Butler. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. The shot's good.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Now, here's Hardy. He started closely. Pass to Davis. Over Butler. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Anthony Davis. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Warriors lead by 5. And we've got a moment now. Let's go courtside to Allie LaForce. Allie.
I'm here with Steve Kerr. Coach, a good start for you guys, but not quite as effective in the second quarter. Cause for concern?
No, I thought we played well. We came out and played tough defense and got out and ran, moved the ball. We didn't knock down a ton of shots, but I like the quarter overall.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Allie, for that. And, folks, we'll be back with you after this short halftime break. So don't go away.
With With All-Star Weekend around the corner, let's see who's looking to bring down the rims at the dunk contest this year.
Well, these guys, they've been giving us a preview. Every night you see them do something special.
It's been like that all season long. Amazing showmanship from this entire group. And now let's talk about our featured game. It was a solid first half for the Warriors.
Contributions from their bench, providing once again the importance of depth.
Yeah, with the way their starters play, they may also need their subs in the second half. And I'm not talking submarine sandwiches, even though I'm hungry right now.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Curry with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Nothing in this league more difficult to defend than a well-timed weak side cut.
Mavericks trail by 5. Let's go to the sideline, and here's some news about P.J. Washington. Hey, Allie, what are they telling you?
Thanks. I caught up with the head athletic trainer for the Mavericks. He let me know that it's a strained hip, which causes plenty of soreness and shooting pain in that area. They've made the call that they feel it's okay for him to play. And even though there's a moderate recovery time, he's also confident at the moment to be back on the floor.
Thanks for the status report there, Allie. He's certainly been on our minds. Now, at least, Greg, we have a little more clarity.
Yeah, now they have the information they need to take the best course of action.
Well, sometimes those injuries come at a tough time.
And on the floor for Steve Kerr as we get into the second half. Backcourt pair will be Curry and Podziemski. Jimmy Butler is out there with Trace Jackson-Davis. And it's MP in at the 3 spot. Here's Washington. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Pass to Hardy. 5 to shoot. Knipple sinks the triple. Knipple's got 6.
So lethal off the catch. Knipple is good at just finding space and then timing it quickly.
And Curry, here we go. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Warriors lead by 6.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, getting a high percentage look right out of the locker room to start the second half. Exactly what they were looking for.
Here's Podziemski. He has yet to score. Here's a look at the schedule now for Dallas. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Luka Doncic and the Los Angeles Lakers. And then on Sunday, they'll be matching up against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
Curry finishes off the break.
Well, if he gets this hot, it's very difficult to contain him. There are just so many ways Curry can beat you offensively.
So, GA, when you think about Steph Curry's legacy, he changed the way the NBA game is played.
Man, it is hard to find a player who's had the impact of a Steph Curry, making us rethink what is possible. Curry's endless range has really inspired a generation.
Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Hey guys, the Dallas Mavericks are all in on defense. Coach Jason Kidd said, quote, "That's something you can hang your hat on, especially when your offense isn't going. Defense will give you a chance to win those ugly games. That gives you the opportunity to play for that bigger trophy." Back to you.
Yeah, gotta have it. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. Dallas again missing.
Yeah, they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
And it's good, 2 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Hardy. They get the rebound.
And at this point, the defense is daring him to shoot.
Green against Davis. Butler sets a screen for Curry. Pass to Butler. Oh! Thrown down by Butler.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
Well, whatever they talked about at halftime, it's working now.
And so now a timeout called by Jason Kidd. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. And the Mavericks making a change here. Christie's checked in. And checking out some numbers for Jimmy Butler. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Pass to Hardy. On the wing, Christie. Clock at 4. Knipple. And that time, also a missed shot.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
They just need a spark. This is when your leaders have to step up.
Hardy passes to Washington. Now here's Hardy. Washington with a screen on Curry. That one's in there. The Warrior lead has got back down to 14 on those points from Washington. Well, you think about clutch players, Greg, you think scoring. But is that accurate? Or can clutch be in any facet of the game?
It's in all phases. And you think of guys who always seem to come up with that crucial rebound or that big-time stop. Being clutch comes down to will as much as skill.
No good on the three.
And it just feels like his poor shooting has been contagious to his entire team as they find themselves trailing. Well, this team relies on his scoring, and no shocker, he's done his part.
Dallas has gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Knipple, no good.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Sinks the three-pointer.
Well, his team is up, and he's a big reason why. And it's a little easier to shoot when you know you've got an advantage on the scoreboard.
Here's Knipple. He has 6.
Nothing going his way this quarter offensively. Time to recalibrate.
Back to Podziemski. 1:16 left in the third quarter. Stolen by Washington. Pass to Hardy. Looking to end his cold spell.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
All it takes is a half second of carelessness, and someone will be rocking the rim going the other way.
Now Christie, following the three-point attempt by MP. Pass to Hardy. He doesn't hit that one. Curry with some nice D. And MP gets it to go on the assist by Curry. Green's got 18 points in the game.
And another bucket for him. What a quarter he has had.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Curry with the steal. Now the Warriors moving it up. Shot by Podziemski, no good.
Well, the defense did just enough to force that miss because he is a good finisher.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. The Warriors on top, leading by 17. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Now let's listen in to head coach Steve Kerr.
We got to get the first domino to fall, and then it's boom, boom, boom. The extra pass. We're not running plays to get a shot. We're running plays to get the domino to fall. So move the ball, drive and kick, we'll get great shots, all right?
Well, he's preaching team chemistry right now, Greg.
And he wants more ball movement because that makes everything simple.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Najee Marshall's out there with Thompson. Then it's Anthony Davis. Then it's Trey Jones. And it's Christie in at the 2. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Warriors leading by 17. To the inside. It's stolen by Davis. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Here's Thompson. Clay caps off the break well.
And it always looks good coming off his fingertips. Klay Thompson, one of the best shooters this league has ever seen.
Hield the pass to Johnson, and then Johnson with the jam.
What a pass right there. Coaches love seeing guys making it easy for their teammates.
And it's Jones with the ball for Dallas. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. It's Davis with the drive. Oh, Davis down low.
That's what makes Davis such a tough matchup. His ability to put the ball on the floor at his size.
And the basket by MP. MP's got 12 points in just the second half.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
When someone is rolling like this, just keep feeding him. That's just great coaching.
Hield against Jones. Count that one. Hield's got his first points of the game.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Jones kicks to Thompson. 3-pointer. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. MP's got 7 rebounds in the game. From 13, the Mavericks pull it in. Davis has got 5 rebounds tonight. Christie finds Jones. Here's Marshall, covered by Johnson. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. So you can talk about the physical challenges, Tim, of today's game. One thing the players have a little easier, certainly, is the way they travel from game to game.
Well, there is no question about that. I didn't even get on a charter till the middle of my NBA career.
Oh, my goodness.
In the mid-90s, we were still flying commercial to that point, but there's no doubt travel is better for players. I think also some of the things they've added for guys like massage therapists and acupuncturists and even personal chefs, all of that makes it a little bit easier for today's NBA player.
Now, if we could do it for the broadcasters, that would really be a win.
Sign me up, Kevin. I'll be right there reclining fully right next to you.
Here's Hardy following the basket by MP. Gafford sets the pick for Davis. Wants to get it to Gafford and does.
And for his position, Davis, a solid distributor. He's one of the league's most unique players.
Washington's checked in for Dallas. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
You love how they've lived in the paint, making the defense just consistently have to collapse and still finding ways to convert.
And something else that has stood out to me is the defense hasn't had any chance at stopping them in the mid-range.
Pulls it from the elbow, and he nails the jumper.
When defenders give you that kind of space, you have to keep them honest.
Warriors leading by 14. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Inside, Green. Can't hit that one. Great D that time from Davis. For Dallas, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Pass to Gafford. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Gafford's got 5 points in the quarter.
And that's the shot they were looking for right under the hoop.
The inside game of Stephen Curry.
Great work inside by Curry there. So clever and composed in the paint.
inside Davis for three. It misses. Warriors leading by 14. MP. That does not go.
It seemed like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked it.
And what a night. They just keep going to Davis.
And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. And the Warriors with some changes. Trace Jackson Davis is checked in for Johnson. Butler comes in for Moody. And it's Brandon Pajemski in for Buddy Hield. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
During that break, Coach Steve Kerr had some advice for the team. And despite the lead, they are still coaching this team hard. In the huddle, they told their guys to stay alert. Do not give them anything easy. They want to protect this late lead, guys.
We appreciate it, Allie. Thank you.
Well, MP has been very aggressive here looking for his own offense, generating great results.
And Jason Kidd is called timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear. And immediately. Mavericks trailed by 14. Now Davis. Big time move inside.
And with all the different things he does, you expect AD to put up points every night. He's a lot to handle.
Curry, now in his late 30s. Steph Curry, Tim, continues to be a dominant force.
Well, his conditioning is on a world-class level, Kevin. He's never been one to beat you with his explosiveness, so his plan is just to outlast his opponents. Well, there's no debate that Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, but I also think he deserves to be in the conversation when you talk about the greatest ball handlers this league has seen.
A three-pointer, good!
And he found a perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Here's Green. .130 left to play here in the fourth. 6 on the shot clock. There's the pick. Unloads from 13. Butler. Washington rips down the rebound. Here's Dallas. They're on a 16-7 run. Here's Davis. Shoots. Butler with the rebound. And for the Warriors, they're shooting at a 46% clip in the fourth quarter.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Warriors.
Their inside game was what secured them to win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And this will make it 36 wins on the year for them.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for MP.
And watching that last game, you could see the comfort zone he got into, just filling it up from all of the spots he loves.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
Now let's check in with Allie LaForce on the sideline. What do you have for us, Allie?
Jimmy, congrats on the win. What did it take to get it done tonight?
A lot of heart. My teammates fought hard throughout the whole game, and everybody had a tough matchup. They manned up, and at the end of the day, we did what we were supposed to do.
Congrats on the win.
Good stuff, Allie. Thanks. And that'll do it, folks. Alongside Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and our reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, folks. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, MP.